and you know what that means? That means the countdown's begun and we're going into this game. The last quarterfinal here for the IPL 3 Origins, live from Atlantic City at Bally's and Caesars. Thanks for everyone to come out, and we've got the semifinals, of course, being filled out and played after this, leading us to the grand finals, where a portion of $100,000 will be issued to all the top players here. What a show they have given us. Let's introduce our players here in the southeast corner, spawning as the pink Zerg, hailing from the team Millennium. It is Stephano. And his opponent, spawning in the northeast, the blue Protoss, a player that, you know, people were like, wow, this guy took down MC. Wow, this guy took down Huck. Huck, yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you for carrying me there, Apollo.
That's what I'm here for.
And it is Inori. Give it up.
The thing is with Inori, he's a relative unknown, and you know, I know a lot of these players, but Inori is somebody I don't know that much about. The thing is though, FXO in general have been performing so well recently within the GSL. Even here, you know, you have Lucky and Inori here. Why didn't you help me out? Inori here.
You had it, man.
I had it. It was like Inori.
And
these guys are so good. And wasn't it Inori that said he's more of a coach role, right? He said he's in more of a coach role within FXO, yet he's in the quarterfinals.
I mean, is it that? I think people maybe go, oh, a coach? Well, you know what? But I mean, honestly, like, what does it take to be a coach? You do some coaching yourself. You have to have a good understanding of the game. You have to be able to identify the weaknesses and the strengths of particular players. And then you have to be able to fix that or help them condition themselves to get better in those particular areas. And if you consider that, if you were to give someone who had that knowledge, like a basis of phenomenal mechanics, why couldn't they be a great player? It makes a lot of sense to me. So I think a lot of people just say coach. They're thinking, oh, well, that's someone who doesn't really play that much. But in this case, it's obviously a player who has a ton of experience.
Yeah, I mean, another great example would be the OGS, the Winds,
right,
as well. Fantastic.
Right.
Well, he did a lot within the beta, and he's the coach for OGS as well. We do have the spawn and pull down first here. You kind of have to go spawn and pull, then hatchery against Protoss, especially on this map as well. You know, 99% of the times it's going to be Forge Expand, and if you do go hatchery first, the spawn and pull is that late that you can lose to cannon rushes, or you can be blocked outside of your natural, and so on. But we do have Forge first, then Command Center Beam Throwdown. And the way that this map plays out in the Protoss perspective is that it's usually an execution-based form of play, whether it be you know, an early Void Ray follow-up, double Starport is becoming very viable recently into a lot of gateway units, or just blink play is still used a lot here. So we'll have to see what he does decide to do. Meanwhile, though, Stephano is the definition is, you know, how to play Zerg is the reactionary race. Stephano is just that word. He is the best reaction player I've ever seen for a very long time. He's very, very good.
And since you've kind of been the master of stats this weekend, Apollo, what versus Protoss victories has Stephano had in this competition, if I could put you on the spot?
Put me on the spot. He beat Kiwikaki, right? 2-1. Okay, everybody remembers Kiwikaki's game. Yeah, I mean, amazing. I don't think he played any other Protoss players within this tournament.
Okay, that was the only one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that in itself was a fantastic series, and we saw his style there as well. And he's very intensive with upgrades as well. He really does like to go double evolution chambers, and you kind of have to a lot of the time to keep up with the Protoss army.
Now, I mean, the reason I asked too is just we see his TV or his TVZ. We actually saw him this morning in his EVZ. Something we haven't seen a whole lot out of Stephano with, but I mean, certainly a lot of players say ZVP, tough matchup. Some Protoss players say, hey, I can handle this, and with someone like Inori, who's shown some incredible skills throughout this tournament, taking out some great players, like it makes me even more excited, and one of the reasons why I'm very interested in see this game flesh out and how these engagements are going to unfold. We do have the early upgrades already coming out here for Inori, and the first Zealot is on the way, the one cannon there to protect, and the Cybernetics core behind the wall as well. But of course, Stephano not really looking to engage here, just kind of set himself in a position. We may be able to peek forward, see what's going on here at the wall. Otherwise, we'll just, on hold positions. Those Lings are going to be chased out by the Zealot.
And we have a kind of fast third base. You know, the fastest third base you can get is around 4 minutes 30, but this is at the 6-minute mark, which is kind of I want to have a lot more drones kind of safe, so I can build units if need be. And he's got the evolution chamber thrown down at 6 minutes 30, the standard timings, the third queen out as well. And he's got 2 gases. He's gone up to a really fast layer here, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Infestors out pretty early too. But the recent development within this matchup, Stephano, though, it doesn't really use it, but Mutalist have become really popular recently.
And Stephano, I don't know if this is a misclick, but he's bringing his queen. Actually, no, he's probably just sending that queen over to the far base, and I don't think he might have been height keyed on the same. But queen's back in their proper location. I did like the fact that Inori built that first zealot, decided to kind of scout, to look at the towers, see what was going on there, and looks like we got a lot of gateways going down. Make that 7 total.
Well, it's we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and yeah. Oh my God, that is so much, and there's another one here as well. So that is a lot of gateways going on, and there's going to be a lot of pressure coming out. But look at the Overlord going in and sees all these gateways added on, and when you see 3 gateways like this, and he's going to be able to see the 4th and the one above that, he knows 6 gateways are down. He knows there's no Twilight cancel, and he's going to be very easy to just go directly into units. He squeezes out one last round of drones, but look at this. There is a pylon on the right-hand side of the map, which escaped from Stephano's vision. This is going to be the point where all the units are going to come from. And with this third base, it's so far away from the main and natural that Stephano, without creep and without roach speed, is going to take a long time to get reinforcements there.
Yeah, in fact, I'm surprised we aren't seeing maybe some spine crawlers going down just to supplement some of this damage, but he does have to get these units out, and that's going to be a little bit more important than spending the resources on the static defense. There are a lot of sentries and zealots being warped in, and a few stalkers in the back as well. We now have another pylon inching its way forward to make these reinforcements that much more quicker, and we've got 3 more roaches on the way. If he could get the jump on some of these units, there he finds them right there, and that is a lot of army coming out from Inori.
Yeah, he didn't know about that pylon. I'm sure he's hating himself right now for not knowing about it, but oh my God, what really good force fields, and all the zealots are going to town on these roaches.
That was actually a pretty good surround there coming out with the lings on the back. The problem is not going to necessarily be this initial force, but the reinforcing units that come in, and these zealots have not properly been dealt with. Again, he just doesn't appear to have enough. No spine crawlers, no static defense. There are so many stalkers here and a ton of zealots. And Stephano, is he going to fall early here within 10 minutes in this initial ZVP matchup?
Oh, and the zealots are making short work. They do have +1. And they're killing Lings so fast right now. They are coming in with a lot more drones that are being pulled off as well. Queen's going to have to come in and do a bit of damage as well. Is Stephano going to be able to hold? He's hitting lava injects all over the place, though, and he's staying calm under the pressure. But does he just have enough production? There are 8 gateways.
Yeah, there's so many, and to be able to bring in these zealots that are also just doing a ton of damage, just a supplement there. And here more Lings coming out, but he's not able to get a concentrated attack versus Inori's forces. The drones are forced to come out. The Queen's in bad shape as well. More zealots and stalkers coming in, and I just don't know, that third base being so far away means he's not really able to reinforce there, but he does have a nice little force in his main. He is going to be coming around from the back. It would do him very good to take out that pylon, but he's going to keep on holding on and see if he can pull this off. Another roach coming in, just trying to take out these zealots as quickly as they possibly can. And where did the rest of the units go from the back? It looks like they were handled just fine.
Yeah, I mean, he's just going to get overrun now. He hasn't got his natural mining, he hasn't got any lava injects going in there. So despite Stephano still hanging on here, he's going to end up losing this. 24 Lings in production. That is a lot, but does he have enough? He's getting so close to holding this on. If he can crack it, it would be so good for his game.
Wow, I mean, there's a good sizable force in the main that was whittled down, but it's the reinforcements that are oh so scary. There's a quick pick of the Observer, and this hatch is going to go down. So many stalkers now, though, and that makes 16 on the field right now. The Zealots have more or less been cleaned up, but he does not have enough Lings. He does not have enough roaches to be able to take that out. He wasn't able to kill that pylon with any of his units. Stephano just trying to hold on. This is not looking good.
Well, he's got a lot of Lings here that are going to do a lot of damage here. The roaches do have +1 as well, but he just doesn't have the quantity. He doesn't have a queen in the main base to lava inject, so his production is slowing down. GG, well played. Let's go game number 2. But congrats to Inori, though, on the other hand, taking another game. And I think when everybody looked at the championship bracket, when everybody looked at who qualified, who was invited, who played in the open bracket,